All right, all right, all right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you, Liz Nelson, for
Oh,
joining. Thank you, Molly Townsend, for joining. And like at the very last second too, she likes to get the heart going. Thank you, Molly. I appreciate that. She's laughing. Thank you guys for joining today. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, okay? This is going to be an insane, insane webinar. I'm looking at some of these questions, and we talk about coaching, real estate coaching, and we get into that. But guys, there is so many elements to producing and succeeding in this business. And I'm looking at some of these questions, and there's gold. There's gold in these questions, and we got Molly Townsend and we got Liz Nelson. So I just want to tell you guys that this is going to be a good one. All right, it's going to be a good one. If you guys have questions, I believe there's a Q&A there. Okay. I also believe that you guys had to ask a question for registration. I'm trying to figure out how to export that. I'm having my own tech problem. So I got John walk up on the case. Hopefully that gets sent to me. But don't worry, I got a whole bunch of stuff here. Okay, you ready? Liz, you ready? Molly, you
I'm
ready?
ready.
Okay.
Alrighty.
All right, let's just explain who we got going on over here. Molly Townsend is a pioneering real estate coach, consulting, visionary founder of the One of One methodology with over 2 decades of leadership experience at top firms such as the agency and Douglas Elliman. Molly's expertise spans all aspects of real estate from new developments to luxury sales. In 2024, her influence was recognized when she was named Inman New York Power Broker. She also offers consulting services for residential brokers, prop tech companies, and developers. And through her consulting, she leverages her industry knowledge. She helps business optimize operations, refine sales strategies, and align teams for success in today's landscape. Okay. Thank you, Molly. Liz
Thank you, Doug.
Nelson, you're very welcome. Liz Nelson is a highly accomplished in Manhattan residential real estate with almost 2 decades of experience in the industry. Liz has served as managing director for two of New York City's leading real estate companies and overseeing over 400 agents across 3 offices. Her tenure includes holding executive level positions at Douglas Elliman. Beyond her corporate roles, Liz has demonstrated a passion for empowering real estate agents through her coaching and mentorship. She has successfully coached agents at Sotheby's, Corcoran, Compass, Sirhan, and Douglas Elliman. Okay, guys, here's how this is going to roll. I got questions, preset questions for both Liz and Molly. Liz, we're going to start with you. We're going to alternate. And then when
Hmm.
this is done, we're going to go into a whole bunch of other questions. And hopefully, I'll have that list from registrants. Okay. So, Liz
Okay.
Nelson, I want you to start out. Please tell us 3 things that agents can do immediately right now to
Oh,
grow their business.
okay. Number one, agents should be proactive, not reactive. And there's simple 3 things you can do that will immediately kickstart your business. And I do this with my agents all the time. Number one, text or email all your current and past clients. A lot of times agents just think, oh, they're there, they'll be fine. You have to stay in constant communication. It's not just about showings. After a holiday, like for example, after Thanksgiving, you email or text. Text is even better than an email. How are you? How was your Thanksgiving? You just, it's a touch. And then you basically say, how's your schedule over the next 2 weeks? Let's grab a drink or let's have a coffee. They will respond. And then once you're in front of them, they'll ask about the market. You'll start the process. Okay, that's one way. The second way is do the same exact thing with vendors. Vendors who are business vendors. They're people like your mortgage brokers. They're people like financial advisors. You got to stay in touch with them. They're a great source of business. You do the same thing. Reach out. Let's get together. You need to get in front of people. Proactive. The third thing is you can also reach out to other agents, agent to agent referrals. Huge market in it. And it could be anywhere from Westchester to Miami. You got to stay in touch with these agents. You got to have business relationships with agents within your firm and outside your firm. 3 ways to kickstart your business.
Okay, I love it. We're just starting out here. We're just getting going. And those texts and the emails that you're talking about, Liz, real quick,
Yeah.
not salesy in the beginning. This is just like,
No,
get
no.
them going, get engagement, and then we'll work on a 1, 2, 3 punch kind of down the road. This is a seed.
It's a connection and it's communication. And it's actually one of the ways I coach. It's not completely salesy. So you develop these relationships and it's trust. And you're the information source. You're the person that gives them information. Therefore, they need you. You are giving this added value. It's not just, hey, I want to make a buck. Hey, I want to sell you something, and if they see you as a confidant, as somebody that they can trust, they will continue the relationship.
Okay. Trust breeds advocacy as well. Advocacy breeds referrals. If you just go
Exactly.
down the line. All right, good start right there. We're gonna go alternate. We're gonna go back and forth. Molly, thank you so much for being here.
Well,
Let's just start out with a high level. If I'm an agent, how do I even know if I should entertain being coached and if it's right for me?
Great question, Noah.
Thank you.
I I firmly believe everyone should have a coach in life and in business, but I know that's not possible. So I let me reframe the question. When is it necessary and justifiable to invest in a coach, right? Because if coaching were free, everyone should have a coach, in my opinion. If you're a new agent, and like your first couple of years in the business, I think it often doesn't make sense to hire a coach because you really want to leverage all of the training and all of the resources that your brokerage has. So I want to start there. Who needs a coach? Who needs a coach are people who feel stuck. They're doing the same production year after year. They are not growing. They feel like they're stifled. A lot of agents I coach have been operating in the same lower price point for many years, and they really want to elevate their price points, and they don't know how. Um, I would say another profile is agents who are burnout. We saw a lot of burnout post-pandemic because it was an insane market. We're seeing a lot of burnout too now from people kind of recovering from that
When you
who,
say burnout, you just talk about like, I just don't feel it as I used to feel it in the market kind of
yeah,
thing. I don't have
like
my excitement about doing this. Is that what you're talking about?
totally, like they've
Okay.
lost their mojo.
Hmm.
I have a handful of agents I coach who came to me because they were just like, I I don't know if I should do this anymore, right? Um, and reconnecting with why you love it, and getting your mojo back is an important thing to do if you want it, right? And coaching can help with that. And then I would say the third profile are agents who want to grow their team, want to start a team, want to grow a team, and have no idea how to do that. Because most real estate agents haven't managed others. They don't really know how to hire and fire. They don't know how to uh, recruit talent. And coaching can be really useful there.
Yeah, I wonder if I could do some coaching in my element here at UrbanDigs because I've encountered a lot of what you're talking about here. I sometimes find myself going in circles. I'm not growing. I'm running and operating my business. I'm not growing my business. All right, I'm
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
that's a big problem, right? You have to systematize the business. You have to set up processes and you have to get other people to do what you got to do so you can be the highest and best use of yourself in the business to grow the business. There's so many elements here. Lead engagement, sales, conversions. Oh my God, I didn't know about all these things and how to calculate all these things and measure them and find out where my weaknesses are so I can imagine again. I just want to, I'm saying these things because I've been through it and a lot of agents don't know what they don't know. They don't know what they
Yes.
don't know. And so they're like, why do I need this? I'm like, oh, you don't understand. There's a whole world here that
Yeah.
can help you.
No,
I
I'm going to
agree.
offer you a free discovery call.
Oh,
Um, because
okay.
and anyone on this call, it is my service to the industry. I do a 50-minute discovery call, and what I do is ask you a cajillion questions, and I
Okay.
identify where the gaps are, right? And that's, I think, such a service because you don't often know when you're so inside your business where your blind spots are, right?
Yeah.
And where the
Yeah.
opportunity is for you to grow and to scale.
When you're
Um,
running the business, you're in the weeds, man. You're in
Yeah.
the
totally.
weeds, and it's hard to see when you're in the weeds. Trust me.
Yeah.
I've spent a lot of times in the weeds. All right. Let's move on here. Thank you very much, Molly. I want to go back to Liz. I want to talk about time management. Liz, talk to me about time
Yes.
management.
Okay, time management in any business. One of the ways I coach, I research business. It's not just real estate business, and it applies to real estate. But the key with everything is time management. Because if you don't know how to manage your time, you're going to end up wasting time. You're going to end up getting distracted, and you're not going to get to the goal line. You're not going to get the goal line is the closing table. So how does that look? It looks in that we need schedules, we need routines. People, we're creatures of habits, and it all starts with having a really great, healthy routine in the morning. Okay, what do? You wake up a certain time, you work out, do all these things, you go to your computer, you look at your day, and you need to do that twice a day. You need to look at your schedule, see what's going down, make those lists, come back at 4 o'clock in the afternoon just to make sure you haven't forgotten anything, left anything, or any phone calls or important or whatever, is on your day, and you finished it up. And that way you can start the next day and all over again. But again, routine, schedule, being consistent, very, very, very important. The other thing I do say, and this is all part of time management, is 50% of your time should be in your current business, which means showings, negotiations, whatever you actually have going on. And 50% of your time should be in what I call future business. That's how you grow and you end up being a consistent producer.
Yeah. What do you tell to someone like me? I have a problem with that. Like, I mean, I just like, I'm such a spontaneous guy. I know I'm supposed to call an email five, producers a day,
Right.
agents a day that are doing a lot of production about my advisor service. I like from 10 to 10:30, I'm supposed to do that. That's my every day, 10 to 10:30. That's my schedule. I cannot find myself doing it. I always have something come up. What would you say to someone like me that's
Okay.
just
Someone like you,
bad with being structured like that? Yeah.
someone like you, I would pull back from the five and I would do three. What's happening is a little bit of this is mindset. You're overwhelmed by five. You're like five calls, five texts, five emails, and do it as a text or an email and not a call, because a call takes a lot of time, unless it's somebody that you really, really need to connect with or you have a great relationship. Pull back and do
Pull it
three.
back.
Everybody can do three. They can't five. You go, oh my God. You look at it and you go, I can't make that. That's so much time. And you get overwhelmed. Pull back. And it's kind of like I also say to my agents, and I recently have been doing this, three things a day you need to accomplish. And this is like business rule 101. Three things a day. Three things a day times 5 days is 15 things a week. It's a numbers game.
Yeah,
Pull
that's
back.
that's 60 a month. That adds up over time. Yeah, I got to make it more manageable. It's just so
Exactly.
easy.
I-
Why is it so
The
hard?
discipline,
Okay.
the discipline is really key. Like the reason you things come up and get in the way and you want to be spontaneous, Noah, is because you don't really want to make those calls,
That's the
right?
mindset.
Oh,
Like, let's be
we're
honest.
going deep here. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I think you're right. I don't want to do those calls.
you don't want to
Go
make those
ahead.
calls, right? So, I often say it's like people who don't enjoy going to the gym,
Hmm.
but you have to do it. You have to do it for your health, your longevity, that you probably will feel good afterward. And this business is not rocket science. The people who make the calls do great business. And if
Yeah.
and you just kind of have to get over yourself and say, like, I'm from 10 to 10:30. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to be aware that all of the distractions in the world are not going to take me away from what is crucial to my business. And I think Liz has such a good strategy, like baby steps, right? Start with one, start with two. Like if the number five is overwhelming, I mean, number five in half an hour is kind of ambitious.
That's very ambitious. Also, no, I'd say put those sneakers on. Okay. It's like going to the gym the moment once you're out of bed and you have the sneakers on. Damn it. I'm a swimmer. I'm obviously I'm an open ocean swimmer from people that know me, but it's the same thing. Who wants to go to the pool when it's freezing out? But once you're out of bed, once you have the suit on, you're there. You're going to go there. So rip off the Band-Aid and don't do calls. Text
Okay.
or a call. You'll be fine. Just do three.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna work on that. All right, Molly, back to you. What are the
Yeah.
top three challenges that that your clients are facing from a coaching perspective?
Sure. I would say imposter syndrome is number one,
What is that?
particularly with high performers. So they don't, there's like I call it your gremlin voice. There's a gremlin voice in their head that says, you're not good at this. You're not the best of the best. Someone else is going to get that listing. No one on your team really wants to follow you. All that inner critic baloney is a huge issue, and it's so interesting, especially in the world of social media, where we think, "Oh my God, he's doing bang up business. She's doing bang up business. She doesn't have a care in the world." In New York City, we don't have the ability to look at everyone else's production. So I could be an agent making no money and through my social media, right? Like people think I'm top of the world. So that adds to that imposter syndrome too. Like you're playing a character in social and you're having trouble paying your bills.
Hmm.
But even the top producers I coach still have that. It's just human nature, right? Have that insecurity, that inner critic. So that's a huge thing. Number two is I use this gesture, uh, patting your head and rubbing your belly. Transacting and prospecting at the same time is very difficult for most agents to manage. You're working in the business, you're working on the business. And if you are a listing agent, you have a number of listings, you are constantly in the weeds transacting, and you're not making your calls. You're not doing the business development work that you need to do to fill the pipeline.
Right.
And then I think the third challenge is really the oldest in the book. How do I ask for business?
Okay.
I can follow up with you and chat with you all day long, Noah. Like, how was Thanksgiving? What's going on in your town? And unless I'm asking more than, do you know anyone looking to buy, sell, or rent? That doesn't work. I'm asking you who know me and want to see me succeed. Can you refer me a buyer? Do you know anyone who's looking for an investment property? Do you know anyone who might love, I always say use specifics. I just saw this 2-bedroom in Chelsea. It is an incredible steal. Do you know anyone who might be interested?
Right.
People have
Okay.
a lot of difficulty asking for the business.
Yeah, and I wanna use that and pivot to a question here for Liz. If my pipeline is thin, what is the fastest way to get new conversations going this week?
Oh, that one's easy. It's the same sort of thing where you have to create engagement. Engagement with who? Engagement with the people around you. Those are your current clients, your past clients, your business vendors, your agents. I have a whole wheel of all different people that you should be reaching out to. You can't just sit in an office and look at your computer. The business is not going to come to you. You have to go to the business. You have to be proactive, not reactive. You need to get out there and make things happen. And one of my best categories is random. You could be at a Starbucks, start chatting with somebody. Everybody in New York asks, what do you do? Where do you work? It's really easy. And how you answer that question, you're either going to connect with somebody and they're going to become a potential buyer or a seller, or they're not. So it's about, it's rules of engagement.
Yeah, and everyone's interested in the real estate market, right? I mean, you can just say I work in the real estate market, whether it's a rental or a sale or buy, they're always somewhat interested in what's going on
Oh
in
yeah,
some
but
capacity.
the thing, and it's, but it's, if you're in luxury sales, I sell, but it's how, it's the excitement, and if you're charged up about it, everybody will then, the second question they'll ask is, how's the market? Even
Yeah,
if they're buying or they're selling or they're not interested, everybody asks. And how you answer that question, it should be 2 or 3 lines. It's not like a whole long, synopsis of
yeah,
what's happening. And one of the easiest things to say, it's crazy, it's wild, and people laugh. And you, because
yeah,
guess what, guys? It's always wild. It doesn't matter what the market is. Our last 5 years have been kind of similar, but there are bidding wars where there shouldn't be, and there are things that are sitting. And so if you answer that, we really, with 2 lines, you get people, and then you say, and there's some really great value. There's some
yeah.
really great deals out there. And then they go, like what? So it's engagement. It's all, business is all around everybody.
Okay, good stuff. Let's
Yeah.
let's rapid fire this for a little bit because I got some good
Okay.
stuff here. Molly, how should an
Yeah.
agent balance cold outreach versus nurturing existing database? I think Liz says something. Correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm conflating here, but you said 50% is on transactional and 50% is on. All right, so we got that
Yeah.
overhead. We got that
Yeah.
general. Molly,
Yeah.
you guys are. You know what I love about you two? You're in the same kind of business. You're really good at what you do, but you're very different in how you guys coach. You guys have very different styles. So Molly,
Yeah.
how do I balance cold and
And
nurturing?
yet we agree about everything.
That's weird. That's just outright weird.
Um, okay,
That'd be
so
normal.
I'll answer this very quickly and very
Okay.
simply. I think that most agents, and I'm gonna say, let's call it 85% of agents should just focus on their sphere of influence. Cold calling is a very specific skill. It has to be done with consistency. It has to be done in great volume in order to be effective. So my answer is simply like call the people that you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good stuff over there. Liz, right back to you. Is
Yeah.
there a daily minimum number of outreach touches you recommend for consistent growth? And could you just explain, talk to all of us like we don't understand your language. Explain what touches are, and then go into, is there a daily minimum number of outreach
Yeah.
touches you should be doing? Okay.
Minimum 3. I'm
Oh,
back to
a
my
day.
A 3 a
A
day.
day. Okay.
Because the thing is that you have to manage your expectations. Again, if you have a busy business and you're doing showings and you're doing all these sort of things, you have to have a realistic expectation, because if you overreach yourself, then you're going to be disappointed or whatever. So again, I see this business as a numbers game. If it's 3 a day, that's 5, and you're consistent. It's all about consistency, and that's five a week. Or if you do 7, 5 times 3 is 15, and if you get meetings and you potentially get a listing or you get a buyer out of that, that's a lot of business. It's
Yeah,
it's
that's
really a
that's
number.
60 a month.
Yeah, it's a numbers.
700 a year. Okay.
Yeah,
And a touch, what do you define a touch as? A text, an
a,
email, a
a
call?
texting. I have a lot of my agents texting, and it really works well, because a phone call is, if somebody's not expecting a phone call, A, it takes a lot of time. B, you kind of throw somebody off in their busy day. An email, they get, but then they don't, they're getting 15 billion emails a day, so that they delete it, they forget about it. A text is personal, but not too in your face, and you can respond when you need to.
Okay,
It
really
works.
good. Awesome. Molly, how do I know if I'm spending too much time on low value tasks? This is so important. How do I know I'm spending too much time on it's not my highest and best use to spend my time on these tasks? How do I know?
I think that you know by asking yourself the question, what am I avoiding?
Mm,
What are the things that I don't want to do? What are the harder tasks, the phone calls that I don't want to make, the asking for business, the outside of my comfort zone? Because what we tend to do is we tend to want to feel busy and productive. So we'll work in the business, right? We'll like spend hours tweaking the content of our newsletter instead of actually making the calls. And the fact of the matter is, people don't read anymore. They're not reading your newsletter. It's all a top of mind game. They need to see your name and your brokerage and think real estate when they look in their inbox. They need to see you on their feed. They need to see you in their text chats, and they need to actually talk to you. Because everyone in
Right.
the city knows on average 7 people in real estate. So the top of mind game is so important. You
Yeah.
want them to know, oh my God, I just like who do you know in real estate? Noah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, it's
Noah.
subconscious. It's just ingrained in the head. It's
Yeah,
like a psychological operation that you pulled out on me to just be there.
it
Gotcha.
is. It is.
Yeah. All right. One more question for you, Molly, before I go back to
Yeah.
Liz. What kind of content actually attracts clients rather than just likes?
I think anything that is engaging and creative and warrants a comment or a response. So I have a couple of clients who are doing social really well, and it's not all real estate. One of them does a lot of content where he's driving his car and one of his dogs is in the front seat with a seatbelt on. And he gets a huge amount of engagement from that. And what he's doing is he's seeing who's engaging with him and he's following up. He's adding those people to his call list. And that's really working for him. What doesn't work is what I call property porn. Like,
Oh,
sure, everyone
yeah.
wants to see the beautiful listing, but that's not gonna engage anyone. That's just a like. It's a pretty picture. So I guess the better way to say it is it's stories, personality, questions, polls, engagement versus just pretty pictures.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. We put stuff out. We're not great at social media. We're good at the data analytics, but we're not great at all the marketing stuff. But when if we put something out and it has like a big title at the top, there's a difference between when the title is just like reiterate, like Brooklyn contracts have reached a record for this year, right? Versus, oh, there is a pickup in the Brooklyn market. Do you see that pickup as well with a question mark?
Yeah.
So whenever we take the content and make it into a question, we always see more engagement for what it's worth. So,
Yeah.
okay, I dig. All right. Liz, thank you, Molly.
Yes.
What is the most overlooked source of business that agents are not tapping into right now?
That's a great question too. Everything.
Okay,
I
nothing
mean,
specific.
well, the thing is that agents are usually so busy, just focused on, themselves. What can I do? That they don't see what's around them. The business is everywhere, as I mentioned. Connecting with people, connecting, with clients, with friends, with agents. But they're so busy focusing on trying to get the business, they're not looking at the business that's all around them. So I generally feel that they overlook most, opportunities. And as Molly said, it's not just about cold calling. It's not just about, okay, I'm going to suddenly start, calling expired listings. Yes, there's an art in how you can do that. And there's some agents that are amazing at that. But there are a lot of agents that are not. And it takes a lot of time. And you have to look at, okay, if I put 10 hours into something and I'm not getting any results, that's not going to get me to the goal line. So you have to look at what works for me. You have to analyze, where have I gotten all my business over the past year or 2 years? And you look at that and you look at the percentages of where that business came from and you continue that, but then you push yourself out to have a diversification.
Yeah, I bet when people do that, I bet you they're realizing a lot of it's from their sphere of influence, their referral base, right? And I
Yeah.
bet a lot of agents are probably trying to get new people out that are unattached outside the sphere and maybe missing the sphere itself. I mean, if you can tap that sphere, there's probably a lot of low-hanging fruit, is what I'm saying. If you
Yeah.
just put a little bit more attention into the people that have loved and used you already, because maybe they all know someone that's going to do business,
Well, they already
right?
trust you. Well, there's
Yeah,
another source and
trust is right.
a huge source. And I do this whole thing on postcards. And people go, oh, postcards, mailings, blah, blah. So many of my agents have gotten a lot of business. $3.5 million one that they sold just from a postcard. And the person will text them and say, I got your postcard. I'm interested in selling. Here's my cell phone number. Please call me. And it works. It really works. And it's a whole source, but you have to be an expert ideally. And you have, specific message, and you really need to be consistent, not
Yeah.
randomly send out 700 postcards, only 100, 150. And if you do it every 3 weeks, you will get business.
Yeah, it's the long game there. It's the long game there, right? Over time, it becomes that natural th thought that Molly was talking about, right? People just think of you because people want to do business. They want you to list who's doing business in their building. So, like,
Yeah.
the more,
Exactly.
yeah, okay.
You have to be
Um,
an expert in that area.
yeah, it takes time. Just start it. Time is against us. Don't you start in a year from now, you wasted a year. Molly, how do I build authority quickly when my experience is limited?
Mm. Well, the obvious answer is to partner with someone, right? So if you have an opportunity to go pitch a listing and you don't have a ton of experience in that building, that neighborhood, that price point, et cetera, partner with someone at your brokerage. That's the obvious answer. The less obvious answer is be honest. There's so much. One of our favorite old colleagues, Liz and I, used to teach a class at Douglas Elliman that was called How to Become a Superstar Broker or something. And it basically was a whole 45 minutes of how to fake it till you make it. And he literally would send people to Canal Street to buy fake Rolexes. And I thought it was hilarious. And I think there is some element of faking it till you make it. It's a confidence game, right? But don't pretend that you know anything that you don't know. Like it's going to bite you in the ass. Instead,
Yeah.
I think like be honest about what you have to give. Everyone has something to give, right? It's if I don't have experience, I have hustle. I'm going to I'm going to preview 20 different apartments for you in my free time because I have that hustle. I have that energy. I have that ambition. I'm going to go above and beyond in my comp analysis. I'm going to go above and beyond in my service. Like it's almost like an underdog pitch. And really lean into what you enjoy and what you're good at and what's available to you rather than pretending you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be surprised when you say I don't know, let me go just get research it and get you the information, how much respect you'll get versus just trying to fake it and make it and answer a question that you don't know about. And then that person knows that you're bullshitting them and you
Well,
just lost the whole thing. You know what I'm
no,
saying?
what I suggest to agents is because you can't know everything, and somebody
No.
asks you a question, and this is a really great response. You respond back to them and say, that's a really great question. Now, number one, you've just complimented them and stroked their ego. So you say, that's a really great question. Let me find out and get back to you. So you've done three things. One, you said you've stroked their ego and they're all like puffy about it. Second thing is you're admitted that you don't know. So that's honesty and integrity. And then the third thing is you're going to get back to them. So you've kind of nailed it with those three things, rather than saying the
I
wrong.
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. That's the interesting psychological principles behind such an interesting, simple sentence right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me get back to you. I love the stroking the ego part too. That's totally, hey, listen, it's not just women that like compliments.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm telling you, all you married women that are on this call, when was the last time you told your man, hey man, thank you for what you do. You're awesome. Try it and see what happens. And get back to me.
Every day now.
Yeah. Well, hey, you got a lucky guy there. All right, let's go on. Let's pivot back. All right. Molly, last question, Molly. This is the last preordained questions here, and then I'm going to go to the speed round, which is the questions that the people sent in. Okay.
Okay.
If you have questions now and you didn't submit a question, there's a chat right here. Post your question. Now or never. If you have a question, post it down there. We'll try to get an answer. Molly, I'm sorry, Liz, excuse me.
Yes.
How to become that top agent? All right.
Okay. Number one, show up. I mean, we all laugh about that, but that's
Be
part of it.
responsive.
Yeah, be responsive, be there, be in it. basically because I do coach a lot of, top agents. It's basically, you have to start with a vision. If you don't have a vision, you're not going to have a direction. So I start that with all my agents. They have to, it's not just, I want to make a lot of money. What do you want to sell? And how are we going to create a road map to get there? Okay, so all starts with a vision, number one. Number two, you basically have to be consistent. Yeah, as I joke and say, you have to show up. Yeah, you have to be consistent in your work ethic and your work pattern and your routine. I mean, everybody says to me, "Oh, I'm working so hard. Why am I not the top agent, at my company?" But it's working smart, not working harder. You can put in less hours, but if you work smart and you're clever about it, and how you connect and how you follow up, follow through, and the key one is follow back. And agents don't do that. They drop the ball. They have a bunch of balls that they're juggling, and they don't really pay attention to following up, following through, and following back. And that's really the difference, and really leveraging what you have so that you keep in touch with people, as we keep saying over and over again. It's not just once a year anniversary. Oh, congrats on your 1 year anniversary. Heck no, you should have really great relationships with those people so that when they're at a dinner party, they recommend you. And it just keeps, and then the referrals come from everywhere.
Yeah, it's a compounding business, guys. It's a
Yeah.
compound.
I
Invest in
think I just
yourself.
want to interject for a second. I think
Yep.
today, if you're an agent who is not utilizing a CRM and not leveraging AI, you will get left in the dust in the next couple of years.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, now's the time to do it. I'm seeing some good questions here. All right, let's pivot to the questions. You guys ready?
Okay.
Okay.
Ready.
Yeah.
This is speed round, guys. So the
Okay.
rules of engagement, number one, there are no rules. That's number one. If you guys get pissed at each other and fight at each other, that's only good for ratings and quality, and we're looking for rating. Number two, 60 seconds or less answers, which I don't think is a problem with either one of you guys. You guys are very right to the point, and let's get this going. But there's a great question that is in the chat right here. I want to start out. Could you give us an idea of what it costs to have a coach such as yourselves, and how often? So let's start there. Who wants to go first?
Question. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a difference. Obviously, every coach, has a different number. Ideally, one-on-one is I do once a week. That's 4 times a month, because you really need the consistency, so that and I also give homework so that you have to do the homework, and then, and then it gives you like the once a week. It ranges anywhere from $200 a session. It could be from 2 to 5, depending on your coach. But when you get all those listings and you get all that business, and it pays for itself in literally one month. I mean, not even.
And it's a deduction, right? It's a business deduction as well. So
it's an investment in yourself. It's an investment in your business, and my agents all make money, so therefore it just keeps going around and around in a circle.
I think it's underinvested personally. I think education and coaching, productivity coaching and life coaching, I think is an underinvested area of all of our things. We all could do better. All of us.
Yeah. Amen, Noah.
Including myself.
Thank
including
you.
Me. Especially me. Molly, you want to touch that or you want to?
No. Let's keep going.
Okay. Oh, we want to keep going. Okay. So what else I had here? Hold on. I like this question. How do you get your family to think to refer you to your friends without sounding desperate and asking them constantly?
Oh.
That's a real good one.
Yeah, this is what speed round is. Yeah.
Well, I want to know what's up with your family.
Okay. Maybe there's not a lot of trust there. I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of arguments going on there.
Well,
anyone?
It's hard to ask. That's where that is. And that's kind of what Molly was talking about before. You have to just rip off the Band-Aid and ask.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not be afraid to.
Just do it. Let your friends know. Also, maybe indirectly something like, if you have any friends that are just curious about the state of the market, I'm happy to just get on a call with them and discuss markets with them. Something like that, maybe.
Well, yeah. I mean, I often coach people that to make the ask less scary and also stickier, you really need specifics, right? I'm not going to come to you and say, Noah, I need more business. I need more clients. I'm going to say, Noah, like, I'm having great success with this profile of agent or team. Do you know anyone who could use this?
Gotcha.
So like I often coach agents to talk about maybe with family members, it's about investment opportunities, right? Like I just saw this 2 bedroom, really low monthlies, great value right now. Rents are insane in Manhattan. Do you know anyone who could benefit from that, who'd be interested in that? Versus
Okay.
just the generic ask where it doesn't allow our associative brain to work. When you just ask, I need business, or the line that I hate so much, do you know anyone looking to buy or sell or rent?
I agree.
It's like you're not setting up the receiver for success. You have to give them specifics so that their associative brain can work.
Interesting.
It's about value too. Your added value, which is information. You have access to all this information. It's not just street easy. And it's about you being an expert in real estate and you can add that value. And so instead of saying, asking directly, I'm joking, give me the business. It's more like, hey, if you need some information, I'll send you stuff, and it's not just listings, but it's actual information.
Yeah, I totally agree with that being in this business. All right, guys, I'm asking these questions, Liz and Molly, and if this is outside your zones, feel free to use the advice we're giving everyone and say I don't know, right? Okay, because I don't know how to answer this question. What's your take on affirmation and visualization practices? Any tips? I don't know what that is.
Huh. Is that it? I guess that's like a vision board. I'm assuming.
I don't know. I don't know.
I,
If you ask that
I
question,
could take this one.
go ahead,
Okay.
Molly.
Yes and yes. Like it works. It's good. You should do affirmations.
What is it?
You should do positive visualizations. Um,
Okay.
Going back to the imposter syndrome and the inner critic, that's one of the ways in which that's one of the tools you can use to counteract that, right? So if your inner critic is constantly saying you're not working hard enough, you're not deserving of the money that you want to make, whatever those issues are, that voices, we all have them, then, you know, uh, post-it notes are one way to do affirmations where you can put a post-it note on your mirror, Noah, that says like, I, Noah Rosenblatt, am the king shit.
So this is like I don't need to post it for that. No, I'm like, no, this is like in American Beauty, that movie was like, I will sell this house today, and she's
Yeah,
like painting the house saying, I will sell this house
yeah,
today. You
yeah.
know, that I kind of get. I get what you're saying. All right, so it's positive
It tricks
energy
your
reminders.
subconscious, right?
Okay,
So that
okay,
you're able to quiet that inner
yeah.
critic.
Don't you love Molly? I mean, come on, isn't that great? All right, let's get to some more questions here. Let's see what I got here. What do I want to pick first? All right, what are the most effective lead generation activities, and how do I know which are worth my time?
Hmm, it's a good
Ah.
one.
Thoughts? I know it's a lot. I know these are questions that are just being thrown at you, so
It goes to what the agent's strengths are. Some agents are great at cold calling, some are great at expired listings, some are great with street easy leads, but it's not for everyone. Some agents are terrible with with a stranger and a street easy lead. Some of my agents convert. So that's kind of a general question. It depends on. I'm not saying don't try something because it's always good to try and get out of your comfort zone. But if it's not working for you, don't keep doing it and spend that time in that analysis of what has worked for you and build on that.
yeah.
That's great advice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a hard thing that it's lead gen and conversion of these leads and cost per lead and cost per conversion. These are such a hard thing to track and measure properly. I
Yeah.
kind of like the idea of what you just said there. If you're doing something that's not working and you keep trying and trying and trying and trying and trying, great. You went outside your comfort zone, you tried, but you failed. Learn, adapt, and do something else until it works. You got it. You can't just keep doing it over and over again because that's insane. Right? I
That
think that's the definition of insanity, actually. I think if you look it
One
up.
thing I want to mention, because I think these are just New York City agents that are on the call, right?
Yeah.
Um, Street Easy Building Expert has become such a lead gen source for so many agents, um, and I think it's fine. I don't judge it at all. What I think, if you're doing a lot of third party lead business, what you have to analyze and ask for yourself is, am I leveraging those leads and that business to get others, right? Is the buyer I worked with last month and successfully put in their first time purchase, first co-op, are they then referring me to their friends and neighbors? And
Right.
that second step sadly is missed a lot. So it's the goal is to build your repeat and referral business, not to continue to rely on Street Easy and Zillow.
Yeah, okay. I got a couple more questions, guys. We're running out of time. Yes, someone's asked me to put your contact info in this chat. I will do that while you guys answer the next couple of questions. I'll just do this
Sure.
two things at once here. So I'm going to ask the question so I can go do that now. How do you guys stay motivated? You guys handle this while I do this. Emotionally, mentally, habitually, in a slow, in a shifting market. How do you keep it going?
Couple of ways. Number one, falling back to what Molly said about those little post-its. I mean, that works. If you have like a little reminder to, it's a positive note. Music. I have a lot of times I have my agents, if they need to be pepped up in the morning, whatever speaks to you and motivates you, you get into that music, you kind of get into that mindset. That helps a lot, especially when it's dreary and gray and cold outside, and the last thing you want to do is throw on your shoes and show an apartment. Also connect with other agents, can go to events, get those sneakers on and get out the door. And you have to be in it, in order to do it. So
Yeah.
I hope that helps.
Molly, any thoughts or are you good?
Um, you know, in a slower market, I think it's most important to be disciplined. So to not skip that power hour in the morning, to not, as Liz mentioned, ignore the fact that you have three things that you want to accomplish that day, because otherwise you're just sort of like dancing in the wind, right? Someone's like, "Oh, you want to go to this broker's open house?" And you don't have anything on your calendar, and you're like, "Yeah," but you don't accomplish what you set out to accomplish that day. Um, the other thing I think that is important is give back, right?
Hmm.
Like if you're feeling like you're stuck, you're bored, you're not making money, it's a slow season, like go help others. It
Hmm.
it is
Be
a
charitable.
give and take game.
Yeah.
And it helps you, it boosts your mood. You meet people, like go volunteer in a soup kitchen, go offer to help at any nonprofit right now, especially during the holidays. And it will, I think, open your eyes to what's going on in the city, what's going on in the world, make you feel good. And you know what? You'll probably meet some people.
Yeah, you know what? I kind of love that because you gotta break the mind. The mindset is overtaking. It's
Yeah.
overtaking you. It's
Yeah.
overtaking you, and sometimes it just you get so ingrained in it. You got to break it. You got to interrupt it. I like that idea. Do something totally different. Help
Yeah.
somebody that will break it. I was going to suggest go for a walk. I mean, something. Go to the
Yeah.
park and go for a walk. You know what? Get yourself a massage that you haven't got yourself in 3 years. Go shopping. Go buy yourself something if you can. Treat yourself a little bit. That's okay. I don't
Yeah.
think we take care of ourselves very well. We don't treat ourselves. We work so hard
We
and we
don't.
don't we don't take care of ourselves. Anil's putting in the post, keep listening to motivational audios like this. He put in a motivational video in there. There's everyone has their own ways. For me, I'm music, right? You put some Grateful Dead or some Allman Brothers on there, I'll be fine. Leave me alone. I'll be very, very good. I'll go to my happy place.
Oh,
Uh,
Noah, we're both deadheads.
oh boy.
Oh my
Uh-oh.
God, I didn't
That's
know
not good.
this.
That's not. We got to
Wow.
go to a show. And Goose, you got to listen to Goose now. Goose,
Yeah,
Goose.
I'm a big
Yeah, Goose
fan.
is.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Goose. All right, let's keep going. What metrics should agents track weekly or monthly to measure their progress? Is there any kind of metrics that you're looking at here? And again, if this is not something you're in your wheelhouse, it's okay.
Oh, absolutely. I have my agents track it all the time. You should always know where your business is coming from and where you are. Not such a deep dive that it gets in the way and you're, counting your commission checks. But if you don't, again, it's back to that vision. If you don't know where you're going, how are you going to achieve? And you need that roadmap, and you need to be an expert, not just randomly, trying to figure out what your business is. You should know where your business is and at what levels and who's doing what and who you should be following up with. You got to track it every week. Absolutely.
Where the leads are coming in. If you have a team, who's closing those leads, right?
This
I
is why
mean,
the CRM is so important. Like, I can't tell you how many agents I talk to who are still using a spreadsheet to track who they're following up with. And it's just
like a regular
increasingly,
CRM, like a constant contact kind of thing, or
yeah,
something
yeah.
else. Okay.
I mean, there are a ton of different ones out there. Some are better than others. But it helps to have a reminder. It helps to have AI working to your benefit to say, like, you haven't talked to John Smith in 3 months. Now is the time to talk to John Smith. I mean, why wouldn't you make it easier on yourself?
I
Right.
agree.
Okay. I'm running out of questions here, guys. I mean, I have one other question here. The other questions here are overlap, so I'll ask this one last question. If you guys have any final questions, this is your last call to get heard. Otherwise, we're going to end it early. How do you grow your business? This is broad. How do you grow your business in 2026? What should agents be focusing on right now today to get successful next year?
It's basically all the things we've just talked
Right.
about.
We been over all this. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's a summary of the whole session.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. So it's being consistent, that showing up, we joke about that, but that's very, very true. It's also trying to stay away from distractions. Life is full of distractions. It could be your family, it could be anything, and when you stay focused and you have, again, as I keep it very simple in my coaching, three things. You got to get three things done every day. And aside from your current business. And if you also see the year as not 12 months and how did I do this month compared to last month, think of it as weekly. Break it down to weekly. One buyer, one seller per week times 4 weeks. If you do the math, half of those transact, that's 50% transacts. That's 2 transactions times 12 is 24 transactions a year without blinking an eye when my agents, really capture this. And if it's $2 million one or $5 million transactions, you do the numbers and you're having a great year.
Yeah, it's like there's a slow and methodical formula. It's like a football team that just runs the ball all the time. It's a low scoring game, but they control the clock for 90% of the game and they're just winning it, with their defense.
Well,
I kind of love this idea. I mean, you got to slow it down because then you get nothing done, right?
you know what it is? It's a
What?
film called Moneyball. Have you ever seen
Yeah,
it?
oh, I
Oh,
love
I
that
love
movie.
that movie.
Yeah,
Some of
yeah.
some of
With
my
Jonah Hill,
Yeah.
exactly.
right? Yeah.
Brad Pitt.
I think one thing that
And
we haven't talked about, which is important, and especially this time of year, is to reconnect with why you are doing this, right? So, agents will say, "Well, I'm doing it for the money." Okay, we know you're doing it for the money. We know you're not doing it for your love of architecture and design. Okay. Um, but why? Why do you need to make the money that you want to make? There's got to be some specific hook. There has to be like a real connection with the why and a number that motivates you. So like one of my clients, for instance, his wife is a really successful corporate attorney. They do fine. Um, he's got to find that motivation to make the extra money. And we worked together for a while, and I was finally like, what do you want? Like, give me something specific that you want that you can work toward. And it's a second home for them on the North Fork. And I was like, great. Okay, what's that going to cost? What
right.
what street is that going to be on? Which hamlet, which village? And we got specific about it. And he has a whole new level of motivation now. It's great.
Right. And there's probably a roadmap to get there as well.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
if you don't know where you're going, how are you going to get there?
How are you gonna
Good
get
luck.
there?
Uh, This is awesome. Guys, this is awesome. All right. Well, first off, thank you, Molly Townsend. Thank you, Liz Nelson. Let me ask this one question. Sorry. What is there a CRM program that you recommend?
Right now, I think Follow Up Boss is probably the best product out there for real estate agents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Liz, any thought on that or nah?
But I mean, it depends on how much business they're doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the other thing, what I just wanted to say is, yeah, I agree with Molly, but it's only as good as you use it, and it's only as
Okay.
good as you input. If you are not going to input and use
Right. It's
then
worthless.
it's silly. You're back to your spreadsheets, and damn it, if it works, do it.
Right. Okay. I thought this was fantastic. Thank you guys so
Thank you.
much for your time, guys. I put both of their emails in this chat, guys. Reach out to them, say thankful. I thought there was so many little nuggets of information in today's. You could always be more productive. You could always be better. We could all always be better, and that's the purpose of this show. That is the purpose of what we're doing here at UrbanDigs. It's all about agent intelligence. That is the real AI. So thank you, Molly and Liz. Thank you to everyone out there for being awesome and asking all these questions. I hope this helped you learn more about this business. And with that, I will say adieu, and I'll see you guys next week.
Thank
Cheers,
you.
Thanks,
everybody.
Noah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.